heard an interesting comment the other day where somebody implied that, Stacey, you always hit your goals. And one day I want to always hit the goals that I set. And here's the truth, I do not always hit my goals. And you shouldn't expect to always make your goals either. The key is, what do you do when you don't hit your goals? That's the real work. I'm Stacey Berger. I'm a transformational coach in life and business, empowering business owners to create full spectrum success. Goals are so important to help us set our strategies, set our tactics, to really move in a certain direction. Our goals are born out of our vision. I think about goals as being the markers along the way that help guide us and indicate if we're on the right path, on the right track. And Bob Proctor taught me a really important lesson. He said, goals aren't for getting, goals are for growing. And in some way that feels a little counterintuitive. We're like, no, I'm setting this goal because I want that goal. I want that accomplishment. And of course, we want to accomplish our goals. But here's the thing, the accomplishment of that goal is a very temporary moment in time. The growth that we achieve and the growth that we have by even setting the goal in the first place, that will last you a lifetime. That really is where the gift is. So, goals aren't for getting, goals are for growing. I've had goals in my business, markers along the way where I thought, well, when I hit this number, I'll have arrived. I'll feel so much better. And I've had goals that I have set that I wanted to achieve in a certain amount of time. And that time goes by and I haven't hit that goal. And I'm going to tell you what I do in a moment for that. But there's been times where I have hit significant goals in my business, personal goals. And I'll tell you that moment passes very quickly. And the next thought is always, what's next? When we make the goal the destination, what can happen when we get so attached to that goal, we have this false sense of, I'm going to feel successful. Wow, I'm never going to worry again. Wow, I'm going to have arrived. We think that achieving that goal is going to somehow make us feel differently. And that's not what happens. That goal is just a temporary moment in time where we say, wow, I did it. But here's the thing, we're not meant to stay still. We're not meant to stay stagnant. As long as you're breathing, you're going to have a new goal. You're going to have a new destination. So if you are waiting to achieve that goal so you can stop worrying, so you can feel better about yourself, stop. The way that we achieve those goals is by generating those feelings now. Don't wait till you accomplish that goal. We have to generate that feeling right here, right now. And when you hear the expression, the joy is in the journey, it's not just a cliche statement, it is the truth because the accomplishment of that goal is temporary. Enjoy the journey. So, what happens when you don't hit your goal? We're here at the end of a year, you're at the end of a quarter, and there's a big gap between your results and where you wanted to be. Let me just say, first of all, give yourself the moment to be disappointed. Allow yourself to have the human experience of disappointment, maybe frustration. It's okay to be disappointed in that. However, you don't want to set up camp there, you don't want to stay there. Two things that are really important. You want to ask yourself, is this goal still important to me? Is this goal still important to me? And if it is, set it again. We want to release the attachment to the timeline. I had a goal for a long time. I wanted to turn my annual income into my monthly income. That was going to be a big marker when I left that corporate job, not only to replace the corporate income, but what if I could turn that annual income into my monthly income? It took a lot longer than I would have liked to do that, but I did it. And what I learned along the way, it maybe didn't happen in the year that I wanted it to, it happened years later. But the amount of internal growth, the things I learned about myself, the things I learned about being a business owner, what worked, what didn't work, those lessons continue to inform my new goals and how I'm showing up as an entrepreneur. And so, what is that goal? Is it still important to you? And if it is, set it again with a new timeline. And you want to do everything you can to make that goal and to achieve that goal, enjoying the journey along the way, get the lessons, and remember the goal isn't for getting, it's for growing. So give yourself permission to be disappointed, recommit to that goal. And the other piece is to have a real honest conversation with yourself. Did I do everything I could have done to accomplish that goal? Maybe you set that goal and you didn't think about it, or if you're really honest with yourself, you didn't take all the action you could have taken. Maybe you set that goal and you forgot about it, so you weren't really engaged with that goal. If you're really honest with yourself, did you do everything you could have to achieve that? Also, looking at what worked, what didn't work. Get the lessons, get the feedback. And as you're getting those lessons, you're getting that feedback, that's when you can make a new strategic plan. You can make some decisions about how you want to spend your time, what activities are going to help you move the needle. There's a really great story about a type of bamboo that when you first plant that seed of bamboo, in the first year it grows an inch, and the second year it grows another inch, and the third year it grows another inch, and the fourth year it grows another inch. In year 5, it can grow up from 11 to 20 feet up in the air. What's the difference between year 1 to 4 and year 5? Is what's happening in those first 4 years is it's growing its root system or its rhizome layer. It's growing just as fast in year 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it's the root system, it's the underneath the ground growth that's happening. That's often what's happening with us and our goals. As we're moving forward on our vision, our goals, we're taking action, we're learning, we're building our own rhizome center. We're building our awareness, we're building our expertise, we're learning what to do and what not to do. So just because you can't see the outer growth doesn't mean there hasn't been growth, doesn't mean there hasn't been wins. Trusting that you're building your own rhizome layer as you're moving towards that goal. The other thing I'm just going to say that's really helpful when you have goals and dreams is sometimes those goals feel bigger than we know, right? We're looking at a gap. How am I going to get there? Those moments where I haven't always believed if I could achieve that goal, it's been very helpful to have partners in believing, to have people in my life where I can call them and say, hey, I want this goal. This is really important to me, and I don't think it's possible, and to have coaches, have mentors where they can believe in me when I don't always believe in myself. So if you're feeling some disappointment about not achieving your goal, hook up to your coach, your mentor, their awareness, their consciousness, and let them hold a bigger idea for you. There's an expression that feedback is the breakfast of champions. You want the feedback. So, yes, you might be disappointed. And if this goal is still important to you, recommit to it, get the learnings, get the lessons, and make a new plan. We're ending this year. We're wrapping up this year right now. I've created a very powerful resource called Wrap Up and Launch. It's a tool for you to help get those learnings, get those lessons in a very specific structure, and also set you up for success as you go into a new season. So look for Wrap Up and Launch in the comments. Get the feedback. Remember, your goals are for growing, not forgetting. I'm Stacey Berger. Here is to you living a life that you love.